Dear students, this is the class 9 chapter number 3. In the previous video we have learned that water is a compound and the factors which prove that water is a compound, and now in this video we'll deal with the solution and the types of the solution. Solution is made up of two components, that is solute and solvent. Solute is the solid part generally of the solution. Suppose example is sodium chloride, and solvent is the liquid part of the solution generally, which is water. So if you mix solute in a solvent, it will together make up a solution. So solute is the solid part which dissolves in solvent to form a solution, and solvent is generally the liquid part. It is mostly in water in which the solute dissolves to form a solution. And solution is a mixture, homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent, in whose composition can vary depending on the relative concentrations of solute and solvent in the solution. Now, depending on the relative amount of solute and solvent, there are two types of solution: dilute and concentrated solution is there. Dilute solution is a solution in which the amount of solute is less as compared to the amount of solvent, and concentrated solution is the one in which amount of solute is greater than the amount of solvent. Next is a true solution. A true solution, for example, is sodium chloride when dissolved in water. It is always homogeneous in nature, that is, its properties will be same throughout the bulk of the solution. It is clear, transparent, means you can pass light through the solution, or you can see clearly through the solution. Particles cannot be seen under a microscope. If you dissolve salt in water, you will not be able to differentiate between the particles of the water and the salt. If you will filter it, again all the particles will filter through the filter paper, and you can separate salt from water by physical means, not by chemical means like evaporation, that is a physical mean. So you can separate the contents of a true solution by physical methods, and therefore it is a mixture, not a compound, because its composition is same, its properties is same as that of its constituents, like NaCl and water. If you mix NaCl and water, so it will have the properties of water also, and it will have the properties of NaCl also. It will not have any different property of these two components, because compound have a separate property irrespective of its components, but here it will retain the properties of its components. So NaCl plus water is a true solution. Next is another category of solutions is saturated, unsaturated and supersaturated solutions. If you dissolve a solid in a liquid, generally water, and if you cannot dissolve more of solute at a given temperature, then that solution is called saturated solution. If you are able to dissolve more solute at a given temperature, then it is unsaturated solution. Suppose you dissolve sugar in the solution and you keep on dissolving the sugar into this water, then it is unsaturated solution till it is unable to dissolve more of the solute, then it is called saturated solution. Supersaturated solution is a solution which can hold more solute than saturated solution at a given temperature. Means if you are able to dissolve more sugar in saturated solution, that is called supersaturated solution. Now, how can you convert a saturated solution into an unsaturated solution? Is by increasing temperature. If you increase the temperature, then you can dissolve more solute in a given solvent. Or you increase solvent. If you increase water in sugar solution, then you can still dissolve more solute, that is sugar, into the water. So there are two methods to convert saturated into unsaturated solution, that is by increasing the temperature or by increasing the solvent. Next in your book is given a list of, you can see here, a list of organic solvents have been given: benzene, turpentine oil, carbon disulfide, petrol, acetone, alcohol, oxalic acid, methylated spirit, its solute which it can dissolve, and the uses of these solvents. Benzene is an organic solvent which is generally used in dissolving the organic compounds like rubber. Turpentine oil is again a solvent which is used to dissolve paints and paraffin wax. Carbon disulfide dissolves non-metals like sulfur, phosphorus. Petrol, acetone. These acetone is present in nail polish removers, you have seen, and it dissolves the nail polish. Petrol is able to dissolve out the green color of the chlorophyll, and it is also used to remove the grease stains. Alcohol, again a methylated spirit, that is, alcohol is also called methylated spirit if it contains methanol and ethanol both. Then it is able to dissolve chlorophyll. In photosynthesis chapter in biology, you have read that chlorophyll is used to dissolve in alcohol. Alcohol is used to dissolve chlorophyll. Oxalic acid is found in tomatoes, and it is used to remove the rust stains. Methylated spirit, again I have told you, that is alcohol, methanol plus ethanol is methylated spirit, which is used to dissolve chlorophyll. So this chart you have to learn, in which the uses of solvents are given in the daily life, and the solute which is dissolved in a particular solvent. In the next video, we'll deal with the topic solubility and solubility curve.